Your Honor, thank you for taking the time to hear our rebuttal to the defense's motion to suppress some of the evidence collected by our arson investigator. Under normal circumstances, I can completely understand the defense's request and maybe in a different situation might even agree with it. But I believe in this case there are some outlying exigent circumstances that will illustrate how important this evidence is and why it should be allowed. The first point is the extraordinary circumstances surrounding the departure of the fire department. Had they not been needed just mere blocks away for the possible rescue and another fire, they would have remained on scene and we would not be having this conversation. The chain of custody would have been completely unbroken without question. And to further that, when the arson investigator did arrive on scene, there was no one present, no one from the fire department and none of the occupants or residents of the premises. So he went on to conduct his investigation both externally and internally, documenting everything he found, properly noting it, taking pictures. And some of the things he found are concerning in the fact of how this fire got started and maybe by whom. The second part that kind of supports that is the Christian Reed versus State court case, which establishes the fact that an arson investigator or state fire marshal can come on scene after the fire department has left and conduct their investigation without the need for a warrant. And then the final part is NFPA 921, which talks about some poor patterns and effects left after a fire. But they do note that any pour pattern that suggests an ignitable liquid needs to be sent for further analysis. And some ways we can see that is the pattern on the floor, which you'll see in the picture I'm about to put up. There's also extensive burning lower to the floor, where obviously you can see where the fire has spread from floor to wall, which is a little uncommon in the fire service. Typically, you're going to have gaps towards the bottom of the floor and the top of the floor where, the smoke doesn't touch and the fire may lick to another location or skip the actual corners. So those are some areas that we need to look into. Like I said, under some other circumstances, maybe this would be a moot point, but I believe in this case, there's some precedent that backs up the fact that the investigator was within their bounds to get that done and make that investigation. And secondly, the evidence definitely produces something. And while that's not always a reason to allow it, the fact that it was conducted within policy and within the law illustrates that it should be used. Thank you for your time.